Why I struggle to make friends as an introvert. I'm learning that silences in conversation aren't always negative, and that not every pause must be filled. Making friends has always been a challenge for me, ever since I started school. I'm shy and quiet, and I'm an introvert with social anxiety. I've had to rely on other people talking to and befriending me since I was a child. I would accompany some gatherings of people who would not consider me a friend, only to avoid feeling left out. I had 2 or 3 strong friendships over the years, but as we grew older, we all went in various paths and discovered that we had little in common. Maybe you can relate. I panicked when I discovered I was in my 20s and had no actual pals left. Making friends as an adult is difficult, but when you consider that I'm an introvert who works from home, it might feel impossible at times. I know I could join a group, volunteer, or even contact some old friends to see if they'd like to meet up, but the prospect of doing so is absolutely overwhelming. Here are some of the reasons why, as an introvert, I find it difficult to make intimate connections, and how I'm working to alter that. Number 1, I'm not good at small talk. Small talk isn't for everyone. Some people love it, while I think it's safe to say the majority of introverts don't. I sit somewhere in the middle. It's not that I hate small talk. I find it hard to sustain it. After the initial, "How are you?" and comments about the weather, I hit a brick wall. I don't know where to go from there. I rack my brain for things to say, anything that might sound mildly interesting or enthusiastic, but I often come up short. I feel the awkward silences stretch for what feels like an eternity, and then I look for an escape. The escape might be a literal escape, a door or an elevator, or it might be my phone, which I'll pick up and pretend to have an intense amount of interest in. But really, I don't care about my phone. I'm just trying to hide behind it. Even though the phone is generally not an introvert's friend, it is in this case. Number 2. I find it hard to follow through with plans. I never like being the person who cancels plans. If somebody goes to the effort of organizing something, I like to keep my word and show up. But sometimes, anxiety gets the better of me. A few days before meeting up, I get that overwhelming sense of dread. In my head, I rehearse things that I should say and questions that I should ask before I realize that I'm making things worse. I'm taking the fun out of everything. But still, it's a habit that I can't kick. My fear of silences and running out of things to say sometimes drives me to cancel plans. It just seems easier than explaining the truth. Number 3. I don't leave the house much. Perhaps one of the biggest reasons why I struggle to make friends is because I'm a homebody. I work from home during the week, and on the occasions that I do go out, it's with my partner and my family. Although my partner understands my struggle to make friends, he's an extrovert who participates in sports, socializes regularly, and has a handful of loyal friends, so he is miles apart from my reality. I don't go to social outings, parties, or clubs. I usually keep myself to myself. The idea of socializing with lots of people leaves me feeling drained and extremely anxious. Honestly, it's not my thing. I've accepted that. The truth is, I love spending time at home because it's my safe space. It's the place where I usually feel most calm and at peace, and it gives me time to recharge my batteries in my very own introvert zone. But too much of anything can be a bad thing. And in my case, I do spend a bit too much time in the comfort of my own home.